Hey, it's Priority 1 fishing here. Some early season, December 2nd, high elevation Utah trout fishing. We're here on a moderately sized lake here on central Utah, and we're targeting some tiger trout. And what we're going to talk about today is some activity levels and how fish relate to microbasins and some of these early season techniques that we're going to be using here to pick these fish up. Now, caught a few fish so far, nothing big, nothing getting into that 20, 22 inch range that we're hoping for, but what we found out is these fish are relatively negative. And so by determining that, what I figured out is that an active jig presentation was not producing strikes. And so I had to downsize, I had to go down to this little clam drop jig here. And the kind of the neutral presentation that I have on this and this attraction response that I'm presenting to the fish, they're not responding even to this. So so it's been hit and miss. We've lost a couple of fish at the hole as well too. So just an indication of sometimes how these fish are reacting. And we're fishing about 9 feet of water, at 9 feet of water on the edge of a weed line. What these weed lines are doing here for us is that we're creating this kind of natural microbasin, this break with the edge of these weeds. Right before we start to drop off into about 15, 17 feet of water out here. These fish are coming up and they're searching the edge of this weed line. I've had a couple of good schools of fish come through, and let's see if we can get a couple of good ones here. So sometimes you'll see these bigger fish pushing this weed line as that sun gets higher in the sky as well. These fish are very light oriented. Early ice, very little snow on top of the ice. These fish do react to light quite a bit. So I'm almost tempted to get rid of this dark colored jig here and kind of maybe go to a brass or a metallic. See if I can get something to, whoop, there he is. There he is. Getting to grab it, getting to grab it. And he's on it. How about that? Just on cue there. And nope, that's been about the average, see, and they're just nipping it, just nipping it. If you saw that right there, that hookup, I mean, good hookup. These fish are just barely getting it on the top of their mouth. So another lost fish at the hole, but hey, my hands are nice and warm. Oh, there he is, there he is. Came swooping in, came swooping in. Is he gonna get it? Just made a mess of the fish finder. It's a great big vapor trail. That's not a bad fish. Ooh, probably about average still, but whoa! Tell you, these tigers, yeah, that's been about average. It's been about average. 12, maybe up to 14 inches is what I've been catching. There are fish in here well into that 4 and 5 pound range. Nice little tiger. There we go. This is a relatively clear reservoir as well too. I mean, this lake, there's times that we've had the shacks up on this lake and 20 feet of water, you can see the bottom. So that, in some cases, is not helping me. But early ice, it can. I mean, early ice, where those fish are reacting to that kind of that still late fall pattern, give you an opportunity to use a few more aggressive techniques. Generally, not the case today. Oh, there he is! There he is! There he is! There he is! And that was a negative strike. That fish just sat on it. Whoa! And it's a fighter. Drag screamers, I'll tell you. Nice thing to have a fast recovery on the reel. You can see the flex on this pole too. This little bit of backbone on this medium powered meat stick, but then that really soft tip to be able to give me the options for some additional lure selections. Ooh, that's a little bit better than average. Not much, a little bit outside of that. There we go. So some tiger trout. Well, we're gonna see if we can catch a few more. So stay tuned. We'll see if we can show you some more techniques here for early ice conditions. Follow us as we are going to be loading a few of these videos to our new website. See if we can catch a few more fish all across the west here.